Good day, everyone. Welcome to Journey of the Anointed with Mr. Buzz. Authenticity. This is known to be the highest frequency of vibration that there is. I just learned this from Denza Mose. I thought, like he said, he once thought it was love. Love was the highest frequency. It's actually authenticity. And love is second. So I believe this too. That makes perfect sense when you really think about that. Authenticity, the opposite of fake. I mean, the whole problem with this world we're living in, is that it's fake. Everything is fake. They're trying to make more and more things fake. With AI, everything's going to be fake if they have their way. A manufactured world, manufactured environment. That's what they're looking to do. Now, not many people are authentic. Not many are even trying to be. If you watch, I like to do what they call people watching. Just, go downtown, sit on one of the benches, and just watch the goings on, see what's happening. Sometimes you even get to overhear a bit of a conversation between some people. Well, there's not a lot of authenticity going on, I'll tell you that. Everybody is engaging in, what people want to hear. These fake, what do they call them, platitudes? Hardly anybody is talking about anything authentic, the way things really are. And to tell you something about me, a lot of times in my life when I was introduced to somebody for the first time, like say somebody who knew me well was introducing me to somebody who was just meeting me, they would warn them right off the bat. They would say, this is Jeff. If we were going to have a conversation, they would let them know, like, Jeff's a little different than you're used to. He kind of tells it like it is. He doesn't play around. He speaks truth. And they'd warn them of this. And they'd say that I was very abrupt, which I am. I can almost be abrasive. It depends on the person and what the conversation's about. But I'll get irritated very quickly if I sense fake. Okay, if I sense anything, it's just somebody saying what I want to hear, what they think I want to hear, I get irritated very quickly. It's something I can't even help. I hear the fake and it goes through me. It's like, that's fake. I don't like that. I have a trigger that you can press it very easily with anything fake. Will get me going. It's a fact. I remember this one time I was being left with somebody that I was just introduced to, and I was going to be left with them alone for a good, probably an hour. And the person who was leaving me there, he didn't know me all that well, but he knew me enough to know I was authentic and abrupt, and I tell like it is. I'm not sitting there telling people what they want to hear and all these fake platitudes and all this stuff. No, he knew better than to think that. So he left me with this girl. Her name was Charlotte. And he said, I get called away. I got to go. I'll be back in about an hour. Because it was going to be the three of us sitting down and hanging out for a bit. But now it was just going to be me and her for the first hour until he came back. So he was pretty nervous to leave me there with her because she was definitely the opposite of that. Okay, she's not authentic at all. She's completely fake. And he looked at us both, and he looked at her. He said, I'm going to leave you alone with Jeff, but Jeff's, and you should give her the warning. Jeff's really abrupt, and he says what he thinks, and he doesn't pull any punches or anything. So I'll just let you know he's like that. But just be cool. He's a good guy. He likes to say what's on his mind, and he means everything he says. To me, that's a compliment. I mean, she was nervous about it. She said, "Oh, that sounds terrible. You mean he's authentic? Oh, no." I mean, literally, it's a negative thing to her. Well, he left us alone. It took 10 minutes, and we were in a big brawl. It was... I forget what I said, but I said something that triggered her real quick. It took about 10 minutes, and it wasn't good. And whatever, I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it was the truth about something. That in her opinion, one of those fake phrases would have been better. I don't know, a little white lie to save everybody's feelings, whatever it is. I don't do those. Don't come up to me and say, "Does this make me look fat?" Don't ask me. Nope. Unless you want to know the truth. If you want to know the truth, come ask me. If you don't want to know the truth, if you just want someone to say something to make you feel better, don't come to me. Because I'm going to look and I'm going to go, yeah, makes your ass kind of bubble out there a bit. Yep. That's what I'd say. If it did. If it didn't, I'd say, no, I think you're fine with that. I'll tell you the truth. Right? So, and then you tell somebody the truth and they get mad at you. It's like, you asked me that question. Does this make me look fat? Why would you ask me the question if you thought there was only one possible answer for it, is that you don't look fat in that dress or whatever? Why are you asking the question? You're putting the pressure on me that I have to give you the answer you want. But maybe your ass does bubble out in that dress. Maybe it does. And I don't feel like telling a lie. I'd rather tell the truth. So this is what's wrong with the world. Fake. Fake, fake, fake. I can't stand fake. I just can't stand it. And that was a nice nice thing to have confirmed from Denza Mose, the guy I trust very, very much in these matters. He's a very smart, awakened individual. Authenticity is the highest frequency vibration that there is on the planet. Nice. Because I got that one down. And if you are one of the anointed, I suggest, if you haven't got it perfectly down, well, you probably do, because most of us are pretty authentic. That's one of the things about us. But if you're still engaging in some of those little, if someone comes up to you and says, "Do I look fat in this dress?" and you automatically say, "Oh, no, you look great in that," without even looking, and, if there's no chance that you're going to tell them the truth, have a look at that. That's not authentic. That's not the highest frequency you can vibrate at. Telling that person what they want to hear, it's not it. It's not it. You don't have to do it rudely. You don't have to say, "Yeah, it makes you look like a cow." You don't have to say that. But you could say, "Well, yeah, I think it makes you look a little bigger than the other outfit you had on, for sure," if that's the truth. Say it in a nice way, but tell the truth. Be authentic at all times. And women out there, stop asking people that question, first of all. Don't go up to people and say, "Do I look fat in this dress?" What a silly question to ask. The person doesn't want to answer that. And if they have to tell you the truth, you're just going to get mad. So what did you're just looking for someone to reassure you and tell you something fake. There's no point to it at all. There's no real point to that. So just don't ask that question. Save everybody all this trouble, right? I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. Molson Excel. It's actually pretty good. and cheap too. Less than $1 a can, so not so bad. It's not authentic. It's not. It's not authentic beer. Well, I think it is, minus the alcohol. It tastes really good. I'm actually surprised. Usually the non-alcoholic versions are kind of like, my father used to say, they taste like dishwater. They probably did back then, but that one's pretty good. So that's my spiel on authenticity. I think the world is heading for something more authentic. There's a change taking place. God's making it happen. God's making it happen. He releases spirits, right? A spirit of this, a spirit of that. Excuse me. He'll even release negative ones sometimes if they're needed to accomplish a certain part of his plan. Everything God does is not necessarily warm and fuzzy. Some of it is downright nasty and awful and painful and even destructive, maybe. You can't really build something good sometimes until you destroy the bad that's there to begin with. And this is what's been happening to me. I've described it as God wringing me out like a face cloth until there's nothing left in me. I'm still getting that. I thought I was done with it. I thought he'd finished with it, but he hadn't. And he's doing it some more. The old me has to die completely, and then the new me will fully emerge. And right now there's a clash between the two, because the old one is dying and the new one is emerging, and they're hitting each other, and it's a very tumultuous time for me. It's quite a painful experience, actually. I'm very, very grateful for Denza Mose, the fellow I talk about. His channel about chosen ones and spiritual awakening, and he talks about empaths and narcissists and everything in between. And he talks a lot about this. I was talking about it actually before I even heard him talk about it. And that's the way I described it, was God wringing me out like a face cloth and just draining me of everything that's in me, out with the old. And then once the old you is finished and basically dead, he builds a new one. He creates a new you. And I think a lot of that is done by turning on our junk DNA that we have. It's not junk DNA, obviously. He heals old wounds. I really thought that I was completely now healed from my last divorce. Nope. I've discovered not totally. That's still there. It's almost a decade later. It's 9 years. Still not. It was such a bad one that without God doing something about it, it may never have healed. It may have stayed there forever till I left this world. But these are the ways that he builds a new person. And I'm looking forward to the process being over, because it's been rough, to say the least. Yeah, I'm ready for it to be finished. This has been going on longer than I realized. That's another thing that I just came to the realization of in the last while. Excuse me. I thought this spiritual journey, spiritual awakening, was only going for the last few years, but I realized it's actually happened in stages over the last 20, maybe 30 years. So I'm getting up there. I mean, I'm heading towards 60 years old, so this is possibly my, I don't know, third phase of it or something. I'm not sure. But I'd say probably the third phase. And it's painful. It's really painful. Any of you who are going through it, maybe you're younger than me. Most anointed people I've met are a lot younger than me. I'm one of the older ones that I know of. I don't know of anybody doing this journey at my age. I'm the oldest one I've heard of so far. I know of some in their 40s. Don't know anyone who's nearing 60. So, yeah, I'm one of the old guys. And the tests and the trials get harder and harder. This last batch, I just went through something over the last few days. It actually it did kill a big piece of the old me. He's inside, laying down, wounded, bleeding all over the place. he took it real hard. It was really nasty. But that's what's happening, is the old me's being destroyed. And a new me is going to emerge, and has been emerging, but still can't fully emerge because the other one's not fully dead yet. It's a weird thing, this spiritual awakening is... I wondered how Denza Most gets so knowledgeable about it, but he went through it, and he accelerated through it. He went faster than most people do. I guess he was just good at it. Or the Lord had a reason he wanted him to finish it faster. I'm not sure, but... Excuse me. So I'll leave it there. It's almost 20 minutes. Me rambling about pretty much nothing. The last 10 minutes probably. But remember, authenticity. That's what we want to see more of in the world. Be your most authentic self at all times. Don't say what people want to hear. If people are asking you questions and they're only going to accept one possible answer, then they didn't really ask you a question. What they did was they put pressure on your head for you to say something they want to hear. Next time they do that, don't give them the answer they necessarily want. Give them the truth instead. And try and teach them not to ask that question anymore. Because does this dress make me look fat? It's my least favorite question in the world. It's not even a real question. It's not even a real question. And when they ask an authentic person, they're going to find out that's not a question they should be asking. Because they just might get the truth. Imagine that. Asking a question and getting the truth. What a concept. What a concept. That's what you'll get when you ask me. That's all you're going to get, ever. So be careful what you ask me. And don't forget, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. He's coming back soon, too. And he is, indeed, the King of all kings.